Alright, here's the connectors for those two wires. You can see this one right here. You can see how much larger it is, the receiver end of this wire, compared to this one right here. That's obviously for your large power wire. And these are the two little plugs. You saw it had a plastic plug connector. So you wire these up, you know, crimp these on, solder them on, slip your little plug covers over, and then it plugs right into the pre-terminated connections that are already made. These two connectors come out of this little baggie. It's a fairly small little baggie, and in this bag you won't find this large connector here. So those two come out of this little baggie right here. These two little plastic connectors do come out of this large bag right there. And I wanted to mention something. This large power wire, I believe it to be either an 8 or a 10 gauge. Okay, so on my wire tool, the stranded, you see that's solid on one side, stranded on the other, only goes up to 12 gauge wire. And this is actually a little bit fatter, so just be careful when you're stripping the end off of this. You just want to, this one's already stripped, but I have to, obviously I got to cut the wire short. So when you're stripping the wire, just be careful that you don't cut any of the little copper strands inside. So just kind of pinch and kind of work your way around with your wire cutting tool, and then pull the little sheath off, and just like I said, try not to cut any of the little strands in there. So let me get going on this, and we'll keep filming. Alright, I got both the connections made, both for the main power wire here, and then the alternator excite energized wire. And on that wire, on the alternator wire, I actually cut it, and I put in a little heat shrinkable butt splice in there. This wire was actually real long, and I'll show you. This is actually the piece that I cut off, and that's better than 2 feet long. That's not quite 3. I'd call it maybe 32 inches, something like that. So basically it was real long, and I could route it down here along the rest of the bundle, but that would put the connector kind of back there in the back behind the engine, and I just didn't really want it there. I wanted it to be kind of right here at the firewall, where it's real easy to get to if I need to. So anyway, basically, so the main power to the fuse panel is finished, and we still got a few items under here to wire up, mainly the wiper motor, which I'll get to here real quick, and then the water temp sender and the oil pressure sender, which is on the other side of the engine. But I don't have my gauges yet, so I'm going to hold off on those. That's just real simple, just a one wire hookup. They're self-grounding to the block. I think I mentioned that before. So what I'm going to get to work on next is the wiper motor. So stay tuned for that.